Psyvariar somehow. They got a new Psyvariar before Grand Theft Auto 6. Which is a good thing because, that's better than Grand Theft Auto. I love Psyvariar. I'm only like average at shmups, but that's one of the ones I'm actually pretty good at. Probably from the precision required to play like, you know, action games and stuff. I'm very excited. They don't have any gameplay yet. No gameplay, but it did get announced. Pretty sweet. Wasn't on my bingo card, that's for sure. Getting a new Psyvariar. I guess Delta probably did pretty well considering it doesn't cost that much to make a game like that, so I guess that's why it exists. I heard they, like, announced nothing, huh? They basically announced nothing. Showed, like, no gameplay. That's always, goes over well with gamers, huh? Don't you, announce you're gonna show something, and then you show, like, a logo. That always goes over very well. That must be why they keep doing it. Not exactly something that people like, but they keep doing it anyway. Weird flex. I think they felt they had to announce something because of the anniversary or whatever. There are times when they... As much as I hate that they do that, I can kind of understand why they do it sometimes, because people will complain if you don't announce anything, but a lot of times the reality is, you know, it's just not ready. They might not have anything worth showing. Bayonetta 3 is a good example. That game got announced. Nothing Burger announcement. It's basically a very poorly lit and vague cutscene. No gameplay. And the game was like nowhere near being done, so that didn't help things. Basically, like, I think it was revealed that, like, when they announced Bayonetta 3, they hadn't even really done any work on it. They hadn't even done any work on it. They, like, just barely started. It would have been better for them to, you know, wait a significant amount of time. It's like, the game wasn't actually vaporware. It felt like it was vaporware, but it actually wasn't, because, you know, they had barely started working on it. But they announced it when they, you know, hadn't done anything on it, so it felt like vaporware, but it actually kind of wasn't. Yeah, I didn't get home in time to stream that, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. Blessing in disguise. The only thing that was interesting was the Koei Tecmo stuff, at least for the kinds of things I'm interested in. You know, action games and stuff. That was the only thing that was interesting. Everything else was not for me. it seems like the reception of it was mixed. People were expecting, like, FF7 Remake 3. I don't know. Doesn't seem like that's coming anytime soon. You know that they skipped DLC. They skipped DLC for Rebirth to get the third one out sooner, but it's only been out for like a year. It's not really enough time. You know they're not working on those games in conjunction. They're not doing it like Lord of the Rings. They're not doing it like Lord of the Rings, where they were filming all of them at the same time. So I think people that were expecting that were kind of setting themselves up for disappointment. I don't think anywhere near enough time has passed. Probably like next year they'll show gameplay of that. I cannot find the boss for the life of me. I don't know where the boss is. The main thing I don't like about this game is having to find the boss. Sometimes the map can just screw you over. This is a pretty good build, but you know, the boss is just like not here, so I can't clear. Really should just show it on the map. got out of time stop. His health bar just evaporated. That was a good run. Very fruitful run. That was 3 quests. I'm gonna go for that weapon slot. I'm gonna go ahead and go for that tonight. How about that? 3 more. Let's see here. What's easy to do? I could probably do the calcium one. Calcium and a challenge probably would work. fast. Nowhere fast. This game would be a lot better if it just told you where the boss is. Sometimes it feels like the optimal way to play this game is to just reset until the boss is right in front of you, so that you can just get that out of the way. I'm not sure if that's fun, though. That's the thing. They have the little wind mechanic, which helps, like, a little bit, but I don't think it's enough. Sometimes you just end up wandering around aimlessly, and you can't find the boss, no matter how hard you try. It's pretty buns, honestly. I don't have anywhere near enough damage to do this, I don't think. Doing any damage. Found the boss, but don't have enough DPS. Yeah, I think this is cooked. Trash run. If I get close to him, it's over. Chest without dying? No. Yeah, that one was my fault. Unfortunately, Calcium is not blessed with a Danmaku hitbox. Unfortunately, he's just not cut out for that. He seems like probably the best one to go for, is because of his movement speed, but didn't really get any damage, and then the boss took too long to find. It's supposed to be like a major patch for this soon. Hoping that it delivers, because this game is fun, but lots of things about it that are frustrating. Reset this run already. Give me something good, please. Real quick, and then also find the boss, which sometimes is the harder thing to do. That's actually pretty good. Okay. This might actually work. It's crazy enough to work. Speed. Yeah, that would have been nice to get that unlocked, but game said no. No damage. Well, that axe was kind of shit anyway, so I don't think that was going to clear. I guess that maybe I could have jumped there, but I don't know how much that would have helped. I think that run was doomed from the start. I made that decision to take the axe, which was not a wise choice. It was a stupid idea. You don't want to be up close to things with this character. Use a glass cannon. 16% damage. It's pretty good. Go hit up all the shrines and try to get him ramped up. These are some shit choices. Real bad choices. How much money this guy made. He basically did like no marketing that cost money. He basically just made a lot of really nice shorts showing himself working on the game, and then it came out, and it must have sold like a couple 10,000 copies. He's probably very happy. Got a video saying that he could barely recover from buying a Steam Deck to get this verified. I'm like, man, this guy deserves everything for making this run well on the Steam Deck. It's pretty nuts. Like, it doesn't drop a single frame with like 200 enemies on the screen. What a legend. We've got all these big games that run so much worse, and this game is made by one guy, and he does a better job. It says a lot. I think this game is pretty good considering it's made by one person, but I think he definitely overtuned things a little bit. cannot get a beat on him. There's too many ads. He's not dying. What's up? How you doing? It's not like I don't know how you're doing. I was just talking to you. How's Aether Gazer? Die quick, bro. Die quick. Damage is starting to ramp up a little bit. Oh, I think we're good. We're good. Yep, got it in the bag. Nice. Yeah, I kind of took a break from that game because I just had too many other expenses. The game doesn't really have that much power creep, so it's not like my account is bricked. But yeah, I haven't been on it for a while. I quit like all the other gachas I was playing. Really only playing PGR right now. It's the only one I log on to every day. Straight up just uninstall all the other gachas. Not going back. Unless they give me some kind of reason to. I don't know. I got tired of Zenless. I just didn't like the combat that much, and character designs didn't vibe with me. It was pretty easy to quit that one. Just kind of uninstalled it. No hard feelings or anything, I just got off it real quick. Seems like one of those love it or hate it games. I kind of just was in the middle. I thought it was okay. .50-50 pity didn't exactly give me a lot of reason to stick around either. I think Aether Gazer is the gold standard for having 50-50 and still being friendly. That would be my standard, at least. Especially because they have like actual good characters in the they have actual good characters in there. What's the easiest one here to do? Level 30, I guess. Try that one. If not, I can try to get the, one that gives more experience. No, there is not. And let's just do a generic run then. That bush. Good, the boss is right here. Good RNG so far. Oh, I didn't want to buy that. Shit, I bought the wrong one. I might have ruined the run. What did I get? What I got? No, maybe that's playable. Hades 2 releases in like 12 hours. Kinda want to give that game another chance. This is enough for level 30. I don't think it is. There might be enough gems lying around to get to 30, but I kind of doubt it. Let's see what happens. 3 bosses now. Oh, I got it. Use the extra weapon slots. Nice. Oh, wow. That was a good run. I think I'll wait for the patch before playing that anymore. It's a fun game. Definitely not one of my favorites. I wouldn't even put it in my top 10 roguelikes. It is fun. It's fun to play casually. It just feels too aggressively balanced. That's what I don't like about it. Feels like they're too scared to let you get OP, and that's like the whole like basis of the fun of roguelikes. I get that it's a delicate balance. You don't want the player to be overpowered all the time because it ruins the game in some ways, but I don't know. Having it happen so rarely is kind of weird. Should be like... I don't want to put out a number, but it should be like an average amount of times. Not like constantly struggling to get out of the first part. got notifications for the RGG Direct. I definitely wish the shit I liked. I mean, it's not like I don't like RGG games. I'm just like I'm not like a super fan. I wish the stuff I liked got new games like every year. I don't know how they do it, man. They put out like 2 games a year. I mean, actually, that's... I'm lying. I know how they do it. They recycle a shit ton of assets. But, yeah, they get games very frequently. Here I am as a BASARA fan. They barely even acknowledge this 20th anniversary. They can't even, like, do a remaster. It's just, it's a night and day difference. Yakuza 20th anniversary is also this year. That fandom is definitely getting treated a lot better. I don't think anybody can deny that. They're getting insane treatment. I'm over here waiting for even anything BASARA game related, and big fat bowl of nothing. Like, if they don't, the final direct of the year, which is probably going to be like around December, if they don't say something, I think the franchise is just straight up dead. Because I can't really fathom how they can't, like, allocate resources to at least, like, bare minimum, put a remaster on the Switch 2. I know that people would buy that, and it's not like it would cost much money. Maybe the roadblock is that they want to release it in other languages, and there's a ton of text in Sumeragi. There's, like, way more than anybody thinks. Like, it says a lot that the English patch for the game that's currently available only translates gameplay stuff, but, like, the plot is, like, this massive undertaking. And I guess they just, like, all got burnt out. But I don't know. I don't even really think that's much of an excuse. I think that they could easily, just make that Japan only and charge a decent price for it. You know, if it was like 8,000 yen for all the games, or like just some of them, I think that would be pretty popular. But I guess they don't agree. They don't seem to agree. Like, we don't want to do anything with this franchise at all. It's very strange considering Mega Man, the preservation for Mega Man is, like, actually pretty good right now. Like, every major game, most of the major games are, with the addition of Star Force, are, like, fully preserved. Hey, you're back? Welcome back. made about $140 by doing a boss fight stylishly. That's a pretty good hustle. She's got some very must have some CEOs watching. The theme of this game is pretty cool. Like, basically streaming yourself fighting demons and shit. I think, which is a cool concept. It's interesting how it's integrated into the gameplay loop as well. Like, the viewers will tell you to do something, and they'll give you like donations and stuff if you do it. Pretty cool. I can't wait for this to get a full release. Right now, it's kind of barren. I don't know if I'll have time to get a no damage fight before the playtest leaves. Alright, do I feel like doing anything else? I should probably get some rest. I don't know what else I could really do at this point. I guess practice for First Clear Friday? I keep putting off First Clear Friday. But, I think I'm just gonna call it there, actually. I may or may not do Hades 2 1.0. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I already bought it, so it's not like it costs any money, but I might do that in the morning. I also might want to wake up for the Neo stream. The Neo stream is in like 6 hours. Let me see what time that's at exactly. Let me before I talk out of my ass here. What time is that at? It's at 4 a.m. my time. It's just usually. No, it says 4 a.m. I don't know. I don't really like streaming those. I don't really like streaming those because, you know, my Japanese is not good enough to translate, and then, like, even if it was, it's often still not worth streaming because it's usually just, you know, small talk. They're not, like, really going in depth on the mechanics and stuff. So my below average Japanese doesn't really have much of a factor in it being watchable. Usually I'll probably just look at it in the morning and see if there's anything to really parse from it. I don't know if I want to stream that, because I did the Tales 30th anniversary, and they like announced nothing pretty much. It was mostly just merchandise and talking. There wasn't really anything groundbreaking going on, so I don't know if I want to commit to that. I'm leaning towards no. It's up to you guys. Actually, I can make a poll. How about that? I'll make a poll. Maybe I can go a little bit longer. How do I do polls now? Did they, like, get rid of the polls? That's pretty whack if they did. That was a good feature. Here we go. Oh, never mind. I found it. Alright. Could do a quick poll here. Alright, there you go. I don't know if they're gonna bother to do a beta anytime soon, because it's still like 5 months away. Like, it's more like 4.5 months away. The last one was at the beginning of the summer. It seems like they've already implemented some of those changes, but they may not feel that it's enough. And then even if they do, it's going to be console locked anyway, so I'm not sure how much I'll care. I do have access to a PS5 at my neighbor's house, but obviously I can't like stream over there or make content. So I don't know. For you, it's nice to it was nice to play the alpha tests. It was nice to play the alpha test, but you know I was very limited in what I could do with it. I only got to play for a few hours. But yeah, I wouldn't bet on a PC. I wouldn't bet on a PC beta of any sort, especially because like the alpha, people already found stuff that they didn't want us to find. People found like whole new moves. They found proof that some of the weapons are going to be available in both stances. Like people were doing data mining on console basically, without any access to the game's files or anything. They were glitching out of bounds and finding stuff that they didn't want us to find. So, and I'm sure they know about that as well because a lot of the larger or more popular Neo streamers made videos about it. So I think that probably completely put the nail in the coffin of there being any kind of PC beta. And I don't fault them for doing that. I mean, it's good content, and it eased a lot of the worries about the game's design and everything, but I think the fault goes on Team Ninja for not locking their game down. It's kind of interesting because Wo Long had, like, invisible walls everywhere, and the double jump barely gave you any height. Like, they really went out of the way to make sure that, like, nobody could glitch out of bounds in any way. Or do anything they're not supposed to do. But then I guess with Neo 2, they're lightening up on that to a fault, where people found like entire chunks of the movesets just in the alpha. So just imagine what people would do with access to the files on PC. They would probably have like every gameplay thing leaked. So I don't really have any expectation for that, because I know that if they did do that, I would have very little limited access to it. I mean, I'm over at my neighbor's house like every day, but I can't like hook up a capture card there or anything. So for the purpose of making stuff, it's pointless. It was nice to play, but I don't know. I just don't like doing stuff like that on somebody else's time. Alright, looks like, what are the winners here? People want to see Naraka Blade Point Showdown. Alright, I'll do that. Give me a moment here. I will do that for you guys, and I'm probably going to hop off. I might do Hades 1.0, depending on, like, what they added to it. I might actually do that in the morning. We'll see. Alright, this game is probably going to freak out my capture, so bear with me here. Yeah, it's black screen. Give me a sec. Anti-cheat and XSplit don't get along. There we go. Alright, we'll play this for like 1 or 2 levels, and I'm gonna crash. No, they won't. They won't do a PC demo. If they shadow drop any kind of demo today, they're not going to do PC unless they've somehow managed to put giant invisible walls like everywhere. They are not going to do that. I can already tell. Yeah, is that still available? Let me see if that's available. How do I get that collab? Maybe it expired. I haven't watched any Armor Hero, but I know of it. I know of it. I'm not into the waifu stuff. I want cool male character stuff. Oh, that looks cool. Damn, that looks awesome. Oh, that's my kind of shit right there. That looks cool. Where's the Armor Hero? Maybe it expired. I do not see Armor Hero anywhere. Oh well. I'm not going to be spending on this game anyway. At least not right now. If I like this new mode enough, I'd probably cop the Battle Pass, but that's about it. I wasn't planning on doing anything else. Yeah, this game has like basically no global players. If you try to play this game, competitively, like, I'm not exaggerating. It's like hours of waiting. I used to watch somebody who was very competitive on this game, and he quit because his stream was like 80% waiting for a queue. And it didn't help. What made it worse, admittedly, was that, you know, he was a top-level player at the game. So, you know, that didn't help things. But still, it's not exclusive to just high-level players. You just legit can't find a match. So it's cool that they have this single-player mode, and you can just play this with your friends and ignore the competitive part. Because if you're not in Asia, you can't, like, consistently even play this game at all. It's a queue simulator. Waiting for a queue. It's weird because it's like there's lots of people playing, but you can't get in a queue if you're over here. So it's like a Discord fighter, but it's not. It's this weird mix of Discord fighter and like popular game, where like there's people playing, but you just can't get a match. It's a single player. It's a single player mode.
We're stronger together. Try.
It is, I'm just not good at it. I played this game, I played ranked a little bit, but I wasn't very good at it. Well, just don't expect to play competitively. It's not a dead game. People say it's dead, I'm like, you can't really call it dead. It's not dead, it's just... Just imagine, like, playing Call of Duty, or, like, Overwatch, or Apex, and there's, like, 100,000 people playing, but you're in the wrong region, so the game doesn't match you with people. And then if you somehow manage to get good at the game and keep playing it, the problem gets worse, because I think it's, I don't know what they call it, but the matchmaking where it tries to rank you with people of the same skill level, then you, like, basically can't play the game. And that's why it's, yeah, I love my male characters, I'm sorry. I love my male characters. Why do you think I spent, like, $100 on Dante and Virgil? I'm a big male character simp. I can't help it. It's probably how I can play these games and not go broke, because I'm not into the whole waifu thing. It's a blessing in disguise, trust me. This might be worth buying, but not right now. How much is this? $13.60? What does that cost? I need to sit with it a little bit more. Oh, it's like 15. It's like 13 bucks. Well, I'll see if I like it. I like how Virgil plays. I think Dante, they didn't do as good of a job. I think putting Dr. Faust as the third weapon was kind of a cop-out. It felt like they didn't know how to transfer him properly, so they just went with the hat, and the hat is like the least interesting weapon, so Virgil, they did an incredible job, but of course Virgil has like way less to work with, so I think the Virgil conversion was very good. Whether people liked how they did Dante, it really depends on who you talk to. I don't know, I just didn't like how they gave him Dr. Faust for the third weapon. I guess they wanted to keep it fire-themed, but I mean, that doesn't even that doesn't make any sense, because they have, like, fire characters with water skins. I don't know how much of an excuse that is. Felt like they were very crunched for time, and that was the quickest way that they could get him done. It's just, we're gonna put the hat instead of, like, you know, one of his other weapons. But, they still did a very good job. I think they're very awesome to play. But I think that Virgil definitely was much better done. But, I mean, he's also got, like, about double the amount of moves that Virgil has, so obviously that's going to come with limitations. Yeah, I think they did a good job overall, but it does feel like they kind of tried to speedrun. They tried to speedrun getting Dante adapted, and they only did an okay job. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to get some rest. I might come back in a bit, if I can't sleep, which has been very common for me. We'll do some more Naraka Showdown later. I gotta learn how to play that game a little bit more before I feel like showcasing it. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for voting. If I decide to do the Neo stream, I'll talk about it in my Discord, but I'm leaning towards no. Because every time I stay up until ass o'clock for these Japanese game events, they end up just talking, and it's not about anything interesting. And if they do get somebody to play, it's always somebody that's like never held a controller before, like the first Rushing Beat X footage we got outside of the trailer was a guy, he was having fun. I'm not going to hate on the guy, but was he really the best way to show the game off? I don't think so. It's probably some host that's never played Neo before. He's going to be given access to like the full game and then just die constantly. I don't know if I want to stay up for that, especially stream it, because then that comes with expectations. If I'm up for it, I'll probably do it, but I'm not going to make any promises. I need to catch up on sleep, I think. I'll go ahead and I'll ping people in the stream announcements part of my Discord. Actually, if you guys want to join the Discord, go ahead and use this link here. I need to get more consistent on posting when I'm streaming, but lately I've mostly just been doing test streams and kitty-sitting streams, and those aren't really what a lot of people want to watch. But yeah, go ahead and hop in there if you haven't already. I'll probably see you guys in a few hours. Thanks for watching.